Hi, my name is Sacrosanct and welcome to the second update of the pre-production process of the new Causenation album. Today we are going to talk about the Roland Mc-300 Microcomposer and how I use it to trigger my hardware synthesizers. Hello everybody, it's me again, Sacrosanct from Causenation, and today I want to show you how I work with one of the oldest sequences that I have in my studio, namely the Roland Mc-300 Microcomposer. The Mc-300 was a cheaper version of the Mc-500 and they are also known as the cash register sequences, because they resemble the look of these old chunky calculators which you could find in convenience stores or on top of a clerk's desk. Anyway, I got this piece of equipment last year for very little money. I think I paid like 50 euros for it, and it came with the operating disc and the manual. And that was really nice, because if you want to operate this the first few times, you really need the manual, because it explains a lot and it is super handy to have a real manual on the side when you are going through its functions. The same goes for the operating disk, because this sequencer doesn't have any ROM memory installed, and it loads the different operating functions from a floppy disk. So that is super important, that when you get one of these old Mc-300s on the second-hand market, it comes with a manual and you also get the operating disk. You can find this operating system online, but then you have to go around with like an emulator on a modern PC to have that on a disk, or you have to buy like a SCSI drive or anything else. So, but I like to work with old stuff, with old disks, so it was super handy for me that it came with the manual and the operating disk as well. So I programmed this patch on my Chord Minilogue that I would like to use in the same song that I talked to you guys about yesterday, Captain in the Sky, and yeah, it goes like this. Now, I would like the Mc-300 to sequence this bass lead. If you want to know how I did this to achieve this sound, yeah, it has something to do with the LFO that's been routed to the shape of the LFO. So every time I press a note, you can see that it's modulating. So the LFO actually is modulating the shape of the two VCOs. And I also used like a filter, yeah, normal stuff on a Chord Minilogue. It's really a great synthesizer. It actually is one of the signature synthesizers of Causenation. Now, I'm not going to show you how I program the sequence into the Mc-300, because I do not have much time right now. But before you want to start a new project on this sequencer, you first need to format a new disk, which you then can use to save your sequences on. So the first thing you need to do is, of course, you need to insert an operating disk. Every time you make a new disk or you format a new disk on the Mc-300, the operating system is also saved on your new disk. So first you need to switch on the Mc-300, of course, and then you have to wait for the operating system to load. Version 1.0. You have to wait and wait and wait. And then you have this menu Yeah, this is the song mode actually. So if you want to format a new disk, you need to go into mode. So you have to press this button. Then you have like the first option is MIDI recorder, the second is disk mode, then you have chain play, and the last one is utility. You select it by pressing enter, and then you go into utility mode. It asks you to clear RAM and to load the utility mode from the disk. Clearing RAM deletes all your sequences that you already have programmed on it. So you have to press enter, of course, and then load. And then you have to wait again. And then you have 4 choices like init, backup, transfer or restart. You have to pick number 1, init, press enter. And then it says insert system disk and press enter. Now we already insert the system disk, so I'm going to press enter anyway. And the time it takes to load this system is visualized by these 4 buttons and let's next door they're drilling a hole in a wall somewhere, so excuse me for that noise. And then it asks you to enter a new disk and press enter. So this disk goes out. I'm going to take an old disk and I'm going to press enter. And there it goes wrong. So it is initializing the disk. So it's quite a time-consuming process, but yeah, it's old school, and I really like to work with in an old school way. It's really nice. Now I'm not going to drag you through the whole process, so let's speed things up. So we are finally there. So at the end of the formatting procedure, it will ask you if you want to continue. Continuing means that you want to format another disk. If you want this to do this, you need to press enter. And if you want just start sequencing or programming a sequence on it on that disk that you have just formatted, you just press stop. In this case, which we are going to do. Then I'm back in the original menu, in the functionality menu. And if you are in this menu, it asks you if you want to restart, so you have to press 4 and enter. And it will restart. It will restart from the disk that you just initialized or did a format on. So that's it for this video. I will show you how I program the bass leader of the Minilogue into the MC300, but that's for the next time. I hope you like this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. Yeah, cheers.